hazardous asteroid. I used this definition several times now, near Earth asteroid, potentially hazardous asteroid, but what do they mean? Let me try to show this essential graphic, if you don't mind. Here it is. You know, we discovered the first asteroid on the 1st of January 1801. The discoverer Giuseppe Piazzi actually located it from Italy, so I'm proud of that. He was observing from Palermo Observatory at that time. Since then, over more than 2 centuries, we actually discovered almost 1 million asteroids. But luckily enough, most of them are between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, in a very remote place, I would say a safe place. So they are really no reason of concern for us. Every normal, I would say ordinary asteroid living between Mars and Jupiter, a region that we call for obvious reasons the asteroid belt, is really no reason of concern for us. The problem comes from those objects able to reach the inner solar system, that is where our planet is, and this graphic is making the idea, I think, quite clear. You have the Sun, the yellow dot, the orbit of the Earth, and also the orbit of 4 different types of near-Earth asteroids. First of all, a near-Earth asteroid, for obvious reasons, and the name is clear, is an object able to come in the proximity of the Earth. Near Earth, it just means it can be close, pretty close, very close, extremely close, it depends. You have several classes of these objects. You can see there are asteroids approaching the Earth of the orbit, but never crossing it, like the Amor ones. Then you have the Apollos that can, on the contrary, cross the Earth orbit. Then you have also the Aten asteroids. They still cross the Earth orbit and spend most of their time inside the Earth of the orbit. And then you also have this intriguing category of inner Earth objects, also called Atiras, and they have orbits entirely inside the orbit of the Earth, so they can approach our planet from the inner of its orbit. These 4 classes basically summarize the near-Earth asteroid population. They are different ways to approach our planet: the Apollos, Athens, Amors, and Eos, and they are very interesting, as I said, because coming possibly very close to us, they can collide, they can hit our planet. But you can be a near-Earth asteroid, and you can have also another tag on you. Not only you are a near-Earth asteroid, but you can even be a potentially hazardous object. In order to be a potentially hazardous asteroid, you must satisfy 2 different conditions. You have to be larger than more or less 140 meters, and you have to come at least as close as 7.5 millions of kilometers from the orbit of the Earth. In other words, every object larger than a given size, 140 meters, and able to come closer than 7.5 millions of kilometers, not only is a near-Earth asteroid, but it is also a potentially hazardous asteroid. Please, this is a definition, just using 3 words: potentially, hazardous, asteroid. And to me, the most important word here is potentially. Being a potentially hazardous asteroid, it does not mean at all that it is going to hit us tomorrow. It just means that you are large enough and you are able to come close enough to me, planet Earth, that it is much better that I keep an eye on you. Among, as I said, about 1 million asteroids known to date, there are about 30,000 near-Earth asteroids. Just to give you an idea, they are relatively rare, I mean the near-Earth asteroids considering the world population, but still, as I said, they are enough to suggest to keep an eye. We are approaching actually 40,000 near-Earth asteroids, that is the objects coming relatively close to us and satisfying one of the four conditions we are seeing here: Apollo, Athens, Amor, Eos. And among them we have about, I want just to read the latest statistics, we know about 2,500 potentially hazardous asteroids. So, to summarize, 1 million asteroids in total known to date, more or less. Most of them are between Mars and Jupiter, very far away to be reason of concern. But in the stake I mentioned, you have about 40,000 asteroids able to reach the inner solar system, where the planet Earth is, and they are the near-Earth asteroids. Among them, we consider a smaller population, about 2,500 objects, named potentially hazardous asteroids, because first of all they are near-Earth asteroids, but they are also large enough, larger than 140 meters, and able to approach us within 7.5 millions of kilometers. I hope that this made the things clear, and I also want to show you this intriguing graphic made by a colleague several years ago, when you can see at a given typical, I mean, no matter the date, you can plot the entire asteroid population in this map between Mars and Jupiter. You know where every asteroid, knowing the orbit, where the asteroid is, and you can plot where at a given moment all the asteroids are, and you can see, as I said, that many of them are between Mars and Jupiter, the asteroid belt, and you can see that some of them are also in the inner solar system, the near-Earth asteroids. I love how everything is clear at this point. And then you also have other kind of objects. But let's go back to celebrate these objects. I want to go back now to our console. This is the potentially hazardous asteroid 793349. Now I stop taking images of it, okay, because I would like to salute the telescope and observe something different, which is here in a very different position of the sky. While I will ask the telescope to observe this other object, I will be happy, if you don't mind, to show the telescope pointing. So let's ask the telescope to go there. Okay. And now perhaps you can even hear some noise made by the telescope moving. I love how all these toys work. I'm amazed. I want to underline this. The telescopes are alone. No humans are there. I am, as I said, 150 kilometers south from them. You are where you are, somewhere on this beautiful planet, and it is amazing how we can really have this opportunity to explore the night sky, joining this live feed from the comfort of our homes, with me having the pleasure to host you. I also want to remind and thank the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project, Software Bisq, C-Web and Telescope Live. Now I think the telescope arrived. Let's check on the, yes, on the star map. It is already taking an image to refine the pointing. I really love how this system works. Okay, and now I want to take another image. So Asteroid Day, my friends, is around to remind us about the importance of asteroids. And what is, by the way, the origin of asteroids? Because we actually mentioned where they are, that we mentioned that they can be a reason of concern, but also we mentioned that they can be resources because they offer us, elements, material that it is not easy or absent on our planet. We are also now able to face the impact issue. In 2022, the NASA DART mission actually demonstrated we are able to change the trajectory of an asteroid, just organizing a collision between the asteroid and an object launched against it. And the DART mission actually succeeded, as I said, changing the trajectory on an asteroid, and the results were much better than hoped. So we are better than hoped doing that, just in case. So we are just training ourselves in order not only to find a potentially dangerous object, and in case also a certain impact. We are also working to mitigate the impact in case it is going to happen. But as I say, the Asteroid Day is now also reminding us about the importance for young generation to consider careers in this field, the STEAM field, considering how exciting these days are. And I can tell as an astrophysicist that if I could have that power, I would like to to go into hibernation for perhaps 50 years, waking up and see what happened in half a century. Maybe something that today is just a science fiction, because incredible things happened honestly during the last decades. And here it is, the asteroid we are observing now, 798412, also known as 2011 HEM-HEL6. Once again, the telescope is beautifully tracking the object as it moves across the stars. This is happening, of course, because the asteroid is moving on an orbit around the Earth, and as seen from the Earth, we see the asteroid in motion against the stars. So, in other words, the telescope just setting the tracking rates of the asteroid is making possible for us to keep in the very center of the crosshair. By the way, here we have also our crosshair, as I said. Let me say something about this object, by the way. Let me find the latest data, again thanks to the Minor Planet Center and the Center for Near Earth Object Studies at Jet Propulsion Laboratory. We also have an important office here in Rome at the Esrin facility of ESA, the Near Earth Object Coordination Center. These offices are doing an incredible job constantly estimating impact probabilities, even on just discovered objects. Okay, friends, let me find a few things about the object we are observing now, just making sure that I give you the latest data. Okay. Okay. I'm just finding the data, surfing a few things. So let me start from the object we observed earlier, which was the potentially hazardous asteroid 793349. That object is quite large. It's a diameter of about 500 meters. 500 meters. I really don't want an object of that size hitting our planet, in case it would have really tremendous consequences, almost at global scale. While the object we are tracking now, let me find where it is. Okay. It's looking among many objects while the system is capturing images back to back, as you can see. Okay, I have it right now. This object is a bit smaller, about 400 meters. So again, this is a huge object. And while we are imaging it, let me find the right datum. At this very moment, the distance of this object from our planet, okay, just doing this calculation right away. Okay, this object is a bit less than 15 million kilometers from our planet. Consider that our moon is 04 million kilometers, just to give you a scale to better understand the real situation, what we are seeing now. I'm just waiting to see if I was wondering, this is too low unfortunately, but I want to conclude with a very important asteroid, which is in the same spot of the sky as this one, the asteroid Vesta. You see, asteroids are reported as a number and a name, even if sometimes you have just a strange designation, a year and a string just telling the year of discovery and when during that year the asteroid was discovered. But when an asteroid is known pretty well, it deserves a number, final number, as in the case of Vesta. Vesta has been one of the very first asteroids to be discovered, so almost 2 centuries ago, and let's go while the system is not only showing us the asteroid, where you see here the dot of light, but also you see a clear trail from a satellite, an artificial satellite. But let's stop this and let's point Vesta. You have seen how faint, after all, those asteroids were. Well, Vesta has the potential to be visible to naked eye. So asteroid Vesta is the brightest ordinary asteroid. It can be seen when it is at its best observing condition by naked eye, provided you have a very dark sky. And the asteroid Vesta is this very bright dot of light. It's incredible, as I said, to see now such a very bright object after we saw those much fainter targets we actually captured minutes ago. So Asteroid Day celebrates this year the 10th anniversary. I am proud to serve Asteroid Day as a national coordinator here in Italy. I've been in Luxembourg last week. Every year now, since 2017, in Luxembourg there are some incredible events organized by my friends at the Asteroid Foundation there. The Asteroid Foundation is taking care to organize every year the Asteroid Day, by the way. And I had the pleasure to meet many colleagues, astronauts, curious people, young people considering to have their future in space. And there are many careers. You can be an astronaut, you can be a scientist, you can be an engineer, you can be a lawyer studying from that point of view space, you can be an artist, and still very precious in such an effort to reach space, and perhaps sometime in the future even the other planets. So my friends, with this bright object, Asteroid Vesta, we are going to close this Asteroid Day celebration, Asteroid Day 2025 10th anniversary. I invite you to support the Asteroid Day mission. Visit asteroidday.org. My very good friends there are telling you many things about this event, which was actually founded, Asteroid Day, as I said, by the legendary Queen guitarist and planetary scientist Brian May, the movie director Grigory Richters, and the astronaut Rusty Spikert, Apollo 9 astronaut, and Danny Karemi, president of the B612 Foundation, also doing a lot of work to help science of asteroids. That said, my friends, it has been a privilege to host this live feed, and I really hope you enjoyed it. At least I hope that you have found the experience worth of your time, and I still want to tell to all of you, happy Asteroid Day. Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project from Rome, sends you the best wishes and greetings, and I'm looking forward to see you joining our next amazing journey across space and time. Take care, my friends, and see you soon. Keep looking up, and happy Asteroid Day again.
Llegó el 7 del 7 a Mercado Libre.
Rebajas con hasta 50% de descuento.
Mercado Libre.